I'm coming. Hold on.
Tell them where this is, Kimberly. This is Nevada.
This is Nevada.
Talking to the camera.
This is Nevada, and
Over here.
over here is some white snow places where you can ski sometimes, and this is a far way away, and there's a way to get there because we've been there.
We don't let the car, it's freezing cold.
I don't know about the cables yet. This is very interesting, very cool, but very interesting. You see the snow above the timber there? And here goes the gang racing back because they can't take the cold. Kimberly went the wrong way and now they found the other way. I'm freezing, so the camera may be shaking a little bit. I'm shaking a lot now because it's freezing. And you'll still be able to get them. Kimberly left the door open as usual. She made it to the car. I'm signing off now. Okay, here we have the chocolate nugget candy factory. Typical. Try and get some backlight here. Make it a bit better. I think really help. I'll go in closer. There we go. The chocolate nugget candy factory. I'll try and get closer, so you can have a look at all the things that are there. This is on our way to Carson City from Reno. There's a totem pole. Somebody not us. And there we have the golden nugget. That's it.
And see how they don't just go down to the end of the mountain.
What does it?
The snow on the mountain just stops at a distance.
It's only halfway up, we have snow. We've just left Carson City now. We're heading to Yosemite National Park eventually.
And now I do my schoolwork, just doing the name Lent. And now I'm doing
of those mountains is Lake Tahoe. We went there 2 days ago.
See how there's scrub here, and the scrub is very used in the ground. It's very flat. Have a look over at that mountain over there, right on the other side. It's all just scrub. Let me head up and make it.
Yeah.
It's all just scrub, and then it goes into, they're not high enough, but when you come around to this side, the mountains are much higher. There's a cowboy. See him on his house there?
Right.
That's by that building. Pick him up?
I can't see this. You can't see through this.
Yeah. Gotta get used to looking through.
What's the speed limit?
This is Mummy driving on the wrong side of the road for the first time. There we go, we're speeding up the highway
And
pretty
how do I get
fast.
cruise? Just stick it.
Cruise? You want cruise already?
Yeah. Or just push that knob in.
Yeah, when you get up to the speed you want, just hang on that speed, and then cruise.
Jay, could you help me with my schoolwork?
There's Mummy and sauce part there. Let me try the backlighting in here.
And here's some.
Wait, don't come over here, Sauce. Away from that, away. There's Mummy with the backlight on. Move yourself, Sauce. She is driving, let's see.
You gotta get used to that.
Need a more wide angle, all I can get is the head. Good driving, funny looking mouth though. There's the mouth. Now we'll catch fires.
I feel like you want to put your foot on the accelerator.
Yeah. There's Mummy in cruise control mode. Guys, you want to comment on this one? What? Just comment, what do you call it, commentate? Tell them where we are and all that. Scully?
What?
Tell them where we are and all that.
Hurry up.
Yes, but apart from that,
You tell them.
I don't know where we are. It's not Lone Pine, it's someone else. So where we are at Lone Pine, what we're doing is we're traveling along the road, just going to Death Valley, California. And this is just beautiful scenery, as I'm sure you would imagine. There we are, we've got the mountain a bit. Up the mountain, it's a big mountain. Oh, mighty. And we're on our way to Death Valley, as I said. We're looking for the Visitors Bureau. Once we find the Visitors Bureau, we'll continue on our way. What a beautiful scenery this is. Okay, fading out. Okay, here we are at the Visitors Center. Visitors Center. Heading to Death Valley. Speak up, sir. This is the view from the Visitors Center. And there's our car. Our beautiful Oldsmobile, red Oldsmobile. And we leave the Oldsmobile and continue looking at our beautiful, what do we call it, visitor center, Africa. Come on, Scully. You all can go ahead and stand by the flag. And there we have the American flag for our American holiday. I don't like to see that. Turn around maybe, it'd be better. Up in we just go in here. This is Mount Whitney, very famous mountain. Not even be a tall one. The one on that side is Mount Whitney. Although this one here looks taller, it is not. It's just a bit closer to us. But Mount Whitney with the American flag. What a shot! We just continue our pan round here. See these beautiful mountains. And then we'll fade out there. Some of these rocks must be as old as the hills, as they say. This is the area that they make many movies at. Just above Lone Pine, you see all the rocks, the rocky, rugged country. Just right for filming cowboy shows. And there sure have been many cowboy shows filmed. There again, you see Mount Whitney in the distance. It is, I found out, the highest peak in America by Alaska. Mount Whitney, there she goes. Continuing on to pan around. We're going up to see where they made all these movies. From Roots to Roy Rogers. Very rugged country. As you may see, that's a complete 360-degree panning, and there's where we started off. Here's where we faded in. So here's also where we can fade out. There we are at what do you call this? Shout up the commentary, Scully, shout up the commentary. Might be able to. walk up this way, folks, and climb up there. Can you climb up there? Look up here again.
and getting out of budget. Where is this, Kimberly?
I don't really know.
Death Valley, California.
I'm getting cold.
Coal Valley, California. Yeah, come on!
Okay, now we have now entered Death Valley, California, and as you can see, it looks pretty dead. The elevation here, if the camera can pick that up, is elevation 1,000 feet. However, it does go down to the astonishing figure of 270 or 280 feet below sea level. So in a few moments we will be actually below sea level. Have you ever been below sea level, Sauce, yet? Look at the camera. Talk to the camera. She has been underwater, folks, but she has not been the astonishing figure of 280 feet underwater. However, there is at the moment no water in the valley.
It's a nice temperature outside. It's probably about 70 degrees and it's lovely and warm. This is the warmest we've been since we've come to California.
Yes, this is
Here's Kimberly
and that,
in a t-shirt for the first time.
Yes, and she's not even cold. We usually
look at the camera.
Here we are. Look at the camera. I have the
and this is Kimberly having a smile on her face.
Sometimes we have to coax it. It sometimes gets hard. Before we have, up to now, we've always been telling Kimberly to don't walk in the snow, you'll get your feet all wet. Now, as you can see, we don't have to tell her on this part of our journey. It would be good for you to pick up the rest of the valley, except over there you might as well just fade it out, which I'll come and help you.
Just press fader.
We are now once again entering Death Valley. Just look at this beautiful scenery. You can see the snow-capped peaks up in the distance there. Don't know exactly where that is, but we see the contrast of snow on one side, and then it's 70 degrees down there in that valley. A bit hazy, but we can still see it. You can see back there, you can see the washout plains, where all the stuff has run down from the hills. It's all run down there. So you can see the canyons over the how they've washed out. Very interesting places. Death Valley. And there seems to be what looks like from here water down in the valley. We're not quite sure what it is. Maybe salt pans. We don't know. It certainly is a magnificent place. Let's get out of the car there. We'll just have a look at there. There's the schoolwork going on. Do you have anything to say there?
Yes, we have.
What do you have to say?
Be quiet.
Be quiet.
Lost.
We just have the on this one we'll have the time. It's now March the 11th and it's 9:40 in the morning. So we'll sign off from there and fade on out. Goodbye, folks.
Wild flowers and it's a lot, and some of them are still growing. Some of them are dead, some of them are alive, like this one is alive and that one isn't. And it stays in this rocky place. And I don't know how they live though.
If you see this,
I'm looking at the plant.
We find it looks pretty dead to us. Can you see that? Can you see that there?
Yeah.
Looks pretty dead, but if we break it open, we find it's all green inside. And in fact, it's pretty mushy. And if you really squeeze it, you get liquid all over your hands. So it's just how the fauna survives in a place like Death Valley. Fascinating. Do you think that's fascinating? I think it's fascinating. Now if you press
Bye.
Now this is one that's just starting to grow. Do you think it was dead?
you have to press it off now.
Hold on, can we still start?
Okay, you're on.
We're on. Okay. Well, it's not the water that we thought it was. In fact, it turned out to be salt. And if you taste it, although I'm a bit hesitant to do so, because we don't know what else it has. But apart from anything else, it definitely is salty. So it's got salt in it. But it may have other minerals. So we don't like swallowing it. We don't quite know what we're doing, but it's very interesting anyhow. So we're down in the bottom of Death Valley, and you can still see the snow-capped peaks if you zoom in on it. Up there, I don't know what peak that is. It's not the highest one.
See it.
Right, you see? Look with two eyes, open your two eyes, and zoom up onto it. Take one and zoom up onto it. Holding it still at the same time. And then you can see you can't quite pick out the snow scales.
Now I can pick out one.
Sassy can pick out one.
Just went down.
Okay, and we can
You like it down here, Kimberly?
Oh yeah, but it's very hot.
It isn't hot.
It's not hot.
But cool.
You got your jumpers on. You got 1, 2, and jeans.
And you see how Ralphie is dressed very.
Yes.
But he has his own fur coat anyhow.
He is very hot. That's why I didn't put on his t-shirt. Ah!
He lost his t-shirt.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Could you take off this?
How the borax works out in the heart of Death Valley. There's the gang up there. How the borax works. And this strange looking structure, which we will see again in a second, is the borax works.
Probably wondering what all this white stuff is, how deep it is, and how it got here. The white stuff is a mixture of table salt, Glauber's and Epsom salts, carbonate of soda, and ulexite, or cotton ball borate. It proved to be the despair of the pioneers who tried to cross it, and the white gold to prospectors who saw its chemical worth. Test well shows these chemicals lie in successive layers of salt, clay and water to a depth of more than 1,000 feet. These sediments resulted from the evaporation of Lake Manly, which once filled this great basin during the Ice Age.
Okay. Yes, go ahead. I can speak up.
Transportation of the borax from Death Valley. In the past, 8 mule teams had been utilised quite effectively in transporting borax, but more economical and efficient methods were needed to keep up with the growing industry. One enterprising teamster discovered that 12 mule teams could haul twice as much as an 8 mule team. Therefore, it was theorised that perhaps a 20 mule team could haul twice as much as a 12 mule team. This proved to be true, but special wagons had to be constructed to handle the tonnage that 20 mule teams were capable of carrying. The result is the wagon you see in front of you, in front of you, in front of you. The rear wheels are 7 feet high, the front wheels are 5 feet high, the steel rims on both front and the rears are 8 inches wide and 1 inch thick. Each wagon weighs 7,500 pounds when empty. And no one uses these anymore.
What are the animals called again?
Yours.
Mules.
The mule team.
There's a couple of mules right there. Okay, this is Sean and Kimberly going over to the offices. The offices across there which we filmed earlier. They're just showing there's some interesting scenery. This is all windswept scenery again. You can hear me tromping in it. That's why the tufts are all so raised, because the wind's blowing all the sand away from them. And they're heading over to the couple of houses there, the offices. There you see one. It was kind of a mud brick, it looked like. Put together from the stuff that was out here. They didn't bring in any more materials for us. It's far to come. There's our intrepid explorers again, coming up to this national monument, mud stacked on mud. And we'll say goodbye to our explorers at this point. There we go. It's now 10:49 a.m. Still on the same day, March 11th. And look at the contrast of those trees to the bleakness of the hills. We're in Furnace Creek, and the name says it must be very, very hot in summer. We're in winter now, and the contrast is incredible. Right over here we have those intrepid explorers. See if I can catch up to them. No, they're a bit too fast for us. That was room to be seeing their backs, but that's alright. The trees here, to be looking into the dates, all planted in a row. This is where we can buy Death Valley dates. Well, don't eat them. Don't eat Death Valley dates.
For billions of years, but nowhere have they created a desert more beautiful and interesting than where you are today. Death Valley creates a sense of wonder and awe in every visitor who comes here. There are marble-caked cliffs of solid rock hidden in Butte Valley. Stones that slide across a dry lake at Racetrack Playa, and creeks and springs that flow briny water on the valley floor. Flower fields brighten desert slopes today and then are gone tomorrow. Here, plants and animals must cope with extreme dryness and summer temperatures routinely rising above 115 degrees Fahrenheit. The beaver-tailed cactus manages to survive by hoarding scanty winter rain. Desert gold is typical of many wild flowers which bloom and produce seeds quickly, then vanish. Mesquite trees grow where their roots can reach water as deep as 30 feet below the desert surface. And arrowweed corn shocks thrive where only slightly salty groundwater lies close to the surface. Creatures avoid summer heat in a number of interesting ways. Bighorn sheep move up the mountain slopes to cooler temperatures, and with a little luck can be seen in Titus Canyon. They feed early and late in the day. Chuckwalls hide in rock piles during the hottest midday hours, while pack rats are active at night. Water needs are met by occasional visits to springs and the moisture in plant food or prey. Kangaroo rats actually manufacture water from the dry seeds they eat. It is breathtaking scenery, however, not wildlife, which draws visitors to Dante's View on the crest of the Black Mountains. Beneath the setting sun is the Panamint Range, and in between the Panamints and the Blacks is the deepest part of Death Valley, still sinking as earth forces pull the mountains apart, similar to a seesaw. The floor of this basin is 6,000 feet below Dante's View, and also 280 feet below sea level. Several stream courses enter the basin from surrounding mountains, but their waters can't flow out. They are trapped. Evaporation of these trapped waters over thousands of years has formed a salt pan extending far to the north and south. Interesting geometric shapes are forming on the pan today as evaporation continues. Devil's Golf Course is far out on the salt pan and takes its name from jagged masses of salt covering many square miles. Some pools there are so briny that crystallizing salt forms ice-like rafts floating on the water. The salt pools of Badwater are home for larvae, snails, and plants, whose ancestors once lived in a huge freshwater lake that existed here during the Ice Ages. A series of terraces high on Shoreline Butte, miles to the south of Badwater, was cut as Lake Manly dried up 10,000 years ago. Salt Creek was once a northern tributary of Lake Manly. Today, boardwalks follow its course through a saltgrass marsh. During late winter and spring, schools of shiny desert popfish can be observed darting from pool to pool. These tiny fish also lived in the freshwater Lake Manly, but as the lake evaporated and became salty, they adapted to rising salinities and temperatures, and now inhabit several salt streams and pools on Death Valley's floor. People first came to Death Valley 12,000 years ago and hunted big game along the shores of Lake Manly. As the lake shrank and game became scarce, they changed their ways, turning to plant foods. These people vanished long before the Shoshone Indians moved into the valley. When the first prospectors discovered Death Valley, the Shoshone had been living in harmony with nature for centuries, harvesting mesquite beans along the stream courses and gathering delicious piñon nuts on mountain slopes where they ripened in the fall. Gold led those prospectors up every wash.
There we are. There's our beautiful red car once more in the shade, looking a bit worse for wear. And look at what we've got. Our illustrious travellers have settled down.
What, travellers?
Illustrious.
It's not a word.
Illustrious?
Yeah.
It is words. settle down to a lunch this time.
Here I am getting the tea.
The tea.
Here I am picking up the cup.
What are you doing, Kimberly?
Eat my sandwich.
What is your sandwich made of?
Bread.
That's it? Bread?
And hanging peanut butter mix together without no butter.
And what are you drinking?
Nothing.
Not a thing, huh? Do you like journey so far?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
What don't you like? Down in his camera?
Well, the thing that I like
Oh, that was a good shot.
is I like the best bit is birds.
You like the birds? We haven't seen any birds, Crunch.
I like the. Yes, I have. I just saw one just passing then. You probably didn't see it.
These chairs are chained to the camera.
No, they know what campers can do. They've got their RVs. It might stand for removal vehicle. In which case they would remove the chairs. Tell us something about Death Valley.
Death Valley is very nice. Death Valley is very dry. Except for here, which is green, and they have date trees, and they have date stores which sell dates.
I'll get a load of these dates here. These half the date trees which produce the dates. This
We
is
are going to go to Artist Viewpoint next.
Oh.
Artist Viewpoint is supposed to have lovely rocks, and artists go there to draw them all the time. We haven't seen any wildlife. You can hear some birds. I see a blackbird up there.
yeah.
And the thing that
They
I
have
don't,
goats here too, didn't they? Sheep.
the thing
sheep.
that I don't like about this is about
Daddy taking his photos of you.
Daddy taking all his photos of the same thing
Over and
over and over and
again.
again.
Yes, but when you welcome to see them, you'll be so happy. You'll say, oh, there's me. And you say, oh, I'm so glad Daddy took the pictures. I've come across this phenomenon once before.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Let's
Can we
see.
please have a drink?
Yeah. Guy, can you get her a cup out of the back of the car, please? Glass.
Yes, just a minute. I'll just scroll down Death Valley.
Hi, Death Valley.
There it comes, Death Valley. There it goes, Death Valley. What would you like?
Get her a glass.
A glass. Okay, I'll just pay it out and get a glass here. Say goodbye.
Bye.
We're in Universal Studios now. And we can see looking over
The bridge.
the lake. You can see a flying boat in there.
And it says police.
Yeah.
Not police, it says police.
Oh, there's the police boat. Yeah, the old waterfront buildings. We got a big George here. Standing in the ready to go and stand inside it. Climb up inside, Kimberly.
Sam.
This is where animals come out. They say how the zoo tree, real animals, and if you can see the slide over there, they go to the first day and go down the slide into the water. And over here, you can see there's very big faces of people, and it's very nice.
Not bad. Alright, we're going to have her finish with a step you won't see performed anywhere else in the world. It's going to start off by having Corey climb up this rope 35 feet to where Mark's waiting for her. Everybody look up overhead and say, "Hi, Mark!" Hi, Mark! Alright, once she gets up here, she's going to sit in Mark's lap. As you can see, he's holding on to another rope. What Corey needs to do is take that rope he's presently holding, step off that platform 35 feet up in the air, exchange ropes in the center of the stage, and land safely on that net way over there where Tammy is on the other side. Alright, she's up there, she's getting ready to go, folks. She loves this behavior, but she really enjoys it when you cheer her on. So, anytime you land, let's hear it for Corey. When you go to see a movie or you're watching television, what's the animal you see most often? Dog. A dog, that's right. Let me ask you another question. How many people out there saw the film Canine? Alright, so much of you know who Jerry Lee the Killer Attack Dog is, right? Well, we've got him here today, and he's going to be in one of our shows. And this show, as a matter of fact, we're very excited. He's going to perform a hit or an attack on a human. It's a tough behavior to train. It can be very dangerous. Whenever we do this behavior, we have the person taking the hit or the attack suited up so they won't be harmed by his teeth or his jaws. He's a pretty big dog. But Tammy here, she would take a hit to the throat with nothing. It's never been done before. Yes, you said backstage you would. Yes, you did. Tammy, where are you going? You can't leave. You have to... Oh, Tammy, I was kidding. Come on, come back out here. I was joking. We'll give you the swing. Tammy, come on, come out here. Jerry Lee, what happened to Tammy? Jerry Lee, come back here. You have to answer for yourself, young man. What happened to Tammy? Jerry Lee. Jerry Lee, I know that's real interesting rock and all, but... Oh, I see. How many hands for Jerry Lee? Our next star is definitely in the classification of a legend. She's one of the most beloved dogs around and needs no introduction. This is Lassie! Now the original Lassie was trained by the famous Mother X family. What we'd like to do right now is demonstrate a few basic behaviors that all dogs working in film and television need to know. Lassie, come on down here with me. That'll go right over here. Get you to position. Sit. Very good. Lie down. There we go. On your side. Okay. Good girl. Straighten up. Who's that other side? Very good. Straighten up. Sit. Big Lassie. Wave your love. On your feet. That girl. Back it up. Back up. Good. Put your feet up. You should be ashamed of yourself. Come on down here. Stay. Stay. Back up. Back up. Stay. Good girl. Lassie, move it. Take it back. That's Lassie. Now, it makes our animals so believable on film is their ability to work with and relate to someone other than their trainer. We'd like to show you how this is done, but I would need a young person from our audience to help us out. We see those hands. I see so many. How about this young man right here who's striped shirt with kind of lime yellowish pants. Come on down here. Hi, let's give a hand for helping us out. Turn around so everybody can see who you are. Hi, what's your name? Benjamin. Hi, Benjamin. Where are you from? Benjamin's from over there. Benjamin, if you all have a seat right there, that chair will be with you in just a minute. What we need right now is a big star to work with Benjamin. You all know this guy, ladies and gentlemen, Benji! Come on out, Benji. Give everybody a nice big wave hello. That's great. What we're going to do right now is perform what we call a workaway. This is what we have when we're animals work towards an actor and away from the trainer. This is a very difficult behavior to train because the trainer stands behind the animal out of view, and the animal has to listen very closely to everything that's being asked. If he's not paying 100% attention, the behavior doesn't work correctly. What David's doing right now is explaining to Benjamin what he needs to do to make this whole thing work. Now when David's done, he's going to come over here and bring Benji down on stage. He's going to get behind the dog and give him a series of commands. This helps to make everything look more natural while filming. Looks like we're just about ready to go. Watch closely, they'll show you how it's done. As a matter of fact, right here we have Don King. All right, wait a second. Let me try one more. Mick Jagger. Hey, Tina, we're backstage watching the show. What'd you think? Oh, wait a second. What was wrong with it? I thought it was going pretty good. Boring? All right, that's really rude. I want an apology right now. Watch your mouth. We have kids sitting right over. It's disgusting. Knock it off. I mean it. I was using. Cut that out. I don't know what's going on. How about a nice round of applause for Denise? She did a great job. lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. Are you ready to make your way over there? Yeah, shrugs like John Wayne. Alright, as soon as Ginny gets in place, I'm going to be releasing the brakes on the swing, and Don's going to be asking Ginny to shift her weight back and forth, of course, to make the swing go back and forth. There's not a motor on this swing. Ginny has to do this all by herself. We only have brakes to stop it. Now, this swing is capable of going all the way up and over. Now, Ginny's only made it over a few times, but the time she did is when the crowd really cheered her on. So if you want to see her do it, what you need to do is start off by stomping your feet. Just let her know you're out there. There you go. Come on, Ginny. There you go. You can tell she's shifting her way back and forth. Come on, you hear about me? I want to see you do that. Let's go. Come on, Ginny. Think about it. She's trying a little harder. All right, now you can clap her. Yeah, put your hands together. Yeah, cheer her on. There you go. Come on, Ginny. Let's go.
Bonnie Bedelia is currently running on HBO or box office. Straight up ahead, you'll see Soundstage number 23. Soundstage 23 was the recent home to Quest Studios. They were an Orlando-based production company. They made about 6 films here a year, beginning back in 1988. The first movie they made was called The Spring, and many others followed, including a few King Ransom, one-story building with a green bay window and green shutters. That is the Huxtable residence as it appeared in the first 2 seasons of The Cosby Show, starring Bill Cosby. And straight ahead, the Ghostbusters. I'm sure all of you recognize them. They're right in front of the New York Public Library, where they do an outdoor show throughout the day. The New York Public Library and the Guggenheim Museum are all seen in cutouts. They use a technique called forced perspective. They look three-dimensional to the camera's eye, but as you can see, they're only flat boards that have been painted to give that illusion. And we're now heading into downtown Manhattan. If you were to watch the eye-shining company by Vincent Tiffany for the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's, Macy's as it appeared in the movie Miracle on 34th Street, which starred John K. Marina here and a very young Matthew Wood. Some of you who haven't seen Confrontation might want to stop by later this evening. Confrontation is inside of Pennsylvania Station, which has also been featured throughout the years in different movies, including the Hitchcock Noir Strangers on the Train, which starred Robert Walker and Polly Granger. Over to your right is a production company called SMT Productions. They're working on a pilot show, a test show called On the Edge. They'll be doing some action stunt scenes throughout the afternoon, so you're welcome to stop by there and check out the action. That is the boom mic on the end of that long crane there for the sound. You can see the camera right down there. I think they're just going through the scene that they'll be shooting in just a few minutes there. Coming up on the left side is Louis' Restaurant from the movie The Godfather, which starred Al Pacino and Marlon Brando. You might remember that Michael Corleone avenged his father's death by shooting the drug racketeer and the police chief in their spaghetti dinners at Louis'. If you haven't seen Earthquake, it's right down the road to your left. It's on San Francisco Set Street. The tall clock tower, the Ghirardelli building, is the beginning of our San Francisco Set Street. At the earthquake attraction, you can experience an earthquake that registers around 8.3 on the Richter scale. Past our San Francisco Set Street is our sleepy New England town of Amity Island from the movie Jaws. That movie was directed by Steven Spielberg, who is also our creative consultant here at Universal Studios Florida. So the room that you see in the Miramar studio is about 1,200 feet long, and it contains about 13,850,000 gallons of water. This will be the site of our second, which starred Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. It's sitting in front of the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, which was featured in the movie Pretty Woman, which star Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. And you might recognize the Beverly Wilshire also from the movie Beverly Hills Cop, which starred Eddie Murphy. Now the buildings that you see on the left side of the tram are all facades. Those sets can only be used for exterior filming because they're empty on the inside. There's absolutely nothing inside. To recreate the interior scenes, we have to go on location or build sets inside one of our sound stages. We do have a few practical sets on the lot though. They can
Here's the film. You see him yet? Alright, I'm going to put your hand over Okay, go in. I'll look out the window. Go in by the window. Go now for Flintstone House. Huh? Jump harder. Jump up. And you jump on those, the birds, jump on the different ones.